What's going on? It's IFBB Pro Stan Morrison, aka Fetty Mo. I'm a trainer here at Stern's Gym, and I'm getting ready to train
Delara Catabar. I'm a Muscle Contest San Diego Championship overall bikini winner and an aspiring bikini IFBB pro.
Today we're getting ready to focus on hypertrophy training with her. During our last show, she ended up getting second call-outs, and her feedback was to bring up her backside, so her glutes and her hamstrings. So today's training, we're going to be focused on a lot of isolating of the glutes and doing some compound movements to bring up some of the muscles that we pre-exhausted during those isolating movements. So our first workout is going to be hip thrusting. And so if you notice during this workout, she's not really using her knees to bend through the workout. She's really using her ankles. She's swiveling her ankles back and forward to create the movement in her hips. And this is what keeps her quads from being stimulated. Well, less stimulated. I ain't gonna say there's no stimulation, because the whole body has to, be stimulated to create this movement, at least the entire lower body. But she's getting less stimulation in her quads when she's doing this movement, because she's swiveling through her ankles.
The only time I ever sweat at the gym is when I'm working out with Teddy.
One thing about growing muscle is that it doesn't take a lot of weight, I see a lot of people, especially when girls doing glutes, they max that bar out and they try to put as many plates on, because I guess they think it look cool, and they make people think their glutes are much bigger than they are because they're lifting a lot of weight. But that's not what it takes. The glutes are very big muscles, but they're also surrounded by bigger muscles. This means if you're putting too much weight on there, you're putting stimulation elsewhere too. Too much stimulation elsewhere. Lower the repetitions. You get the pump. There's a lot of things that goes on when it comes to hypertrophy. Getting the pump, feeling the burn. All these things had scientific reasons. The reason why they do what they do. The burn, the pump, all that creates a hypertrophy. It's very, very hard to get that sensation when you're lifting very, very heavy loads. Lower the repetition, lower the weight, increase the repetitions, do more squeeze reps, a little bit of time under tension, and you'll have a better overall growth in your physique period, in any muscle, when it comes to any muscle. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Bang, bang. Alright, so depending on how this one goes, how your back feels, we'll get those squeeze reps in, we'll get those 15 reps in, and then we'll do either the same weight or maybe a drop set. Okay? I'll cue you through it. So the first 10, squeezing at the top. Let's do 2 seconds.
Okay.
Using machines, they keep their hands on the actual machine when they're lifting these weights. Doing that, makes you think that you're supposed to be doing more when you're using a lot of your arms too. It's like using your arms when you're on the Stairmaster. You know, if you're putting your arms up on the Stairmaster, you're probably not getting as much out of it. It's gonna make you end up having to increase the speed of the Stairmaster to move faster, to do the weight that you, to create the intensity that you need to do, And that's the same thing when it comes to using these machines. If you're using a machine to help you thrust, then you're essentially not doing all of the work. Your arms is doing a lot of work. So you're moving the arms from the machine and lowering the weight gives your glutes the maximum tension that it needs. Again, 7. Let's go 5. I got you help. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Good. Yeah.
Glute check. If they touch, I'm not working hard enough.
So the next workout we're doing is we're stimulating the glute medius, minimus, and the glute max at the same time. Medius and minimus what they have in common is they create abduction in the leg. So that's basically the leg going outward. So while we're stimulating that, we also superset with one of the same movements we did at the hip thrust, and that's the hips actually extending. So by doing that, we allow the leg to fully come back. So we're doing glute medius, minimus, doing the abduction, and then we're putting the leg back at extension, the kickbacks. Come forward a little bit. Stand up a little bit. There.
Like when he was fixing my hips, when I started weightlifting, I had a tendency to turn my hips out, like especially with like dumbbell single leg RDLs. I think it's because I had like 10 years of ballet experience and we're used to turning our hips out. So even though I haven't danced in like 9 years, I'm still trying to make sure I'm always squaring my hips.
All right, so we just finished up with hamstrings, simple isolation at the knee, focusing on the hamstrings from the knee, 3/4 up the leg with the leg curls. We have already worked the glutes. Then we did the glute medius, the glute minimus, glute max again within one workout, the hamstrings, everything on the back side. Now we're gonna focus on this leg press. This leg press is to stimulate what we've already pre-exhausted. Leg press is usually going to be dominate the quads, but if you pre-exhaust muscles before hitting leg press, they should take up the majority of the load and not create too much hypertrophy in the quads when you're not really trying to stimulate the quads. So we're bringing back all of those muscles we just worked into one movement, and everything we did before was to basically prepare ourselves for this leg press machine, because this leg press machine is supposed to be the most powerful movement in this entire workout.
That's my wife right now. She proposed yesterday. was telling him a couple of days ago, I'm like, thank God I had boxing training, because that's how intense I feel like the workouts get. If I can't just like breathe in and out, I gotta go. Yeah.
It's super important. It's like if you don't breathe, the brain doesn't function the way it's supposed to. Muscles don't react the way they need to. Breathing is like, believe it or not, the majority of the world don't even understand breathing. Like our bodies breathe, naturally, but a lot of people don't realize that how important breathing is, and a lot of people don't even know how to breathe, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And they think they do. It's not just inhaling and exhaling. You know what I'm saying? People really, really understood how to breathe. People probably live a lot longer. As soon as you start repping, no stop. No stop. The moment you stop for a breath, catch that breath, and we're gonna push and push again. Because what happens is, every time you stop at the top, you start to get to that point of hypertrophy, but then it slows down because you're stopping at the top. It's like your body almost wants to reach hypertrophy, but you don't allow it. You know what I mean? So when you get to that point, you take that one stop, then we're gonna go, then go, and then, and go, and go, until you can't go no more. I got your help. You know what I mean? Let's go. Good. 1, I got your help. Good. 2, good. 3, good. 4, let's go 3, I got your help. Good. 1, good. 2, good. One more. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It really doesn't take much when it comes to stimulating glutes. I see a lot of people doing a different kind of movements, and it's cool. There's nothing wrong with doing a lot of different things. But when it comes to really focusing on glutes, they only do a certain type of thing. You know what I'm saying? The glute maximus. They only move the leg a certain type of way. They only move the hip a certain type of way. Glute medius and glute minimus. They only move the leg a certain type of way. Only move the hip a certain type of way. And it doesn't take you don't have to do many things in the gym to stimulate these muscles. And that pretty much concludes the video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
chop it up like I did with my bathtub.
Oh, it went through the tub.
Through the tub. You can like see the plumbing like inside the walls.
wow.
Just, I'm never using soap again when I shower. She had to hold her breath.